Hey lads, lassies, guys and gals. I'm Mike Brown, as you all probably know by now, if you're actually still watching this series. But before I start, I'd like to just quickly say to good friend Mr. Tanyan, the thing I tried to say earlier too was Ohayo gozaimasu, meaning good morning. But anyway, let's get this started. Chapter 1. Welcome to Vincennes. Can't sleep. Yes, he's tired. Oh, never mind. I was wide awake as the dawn drew near. There was no comparing the bed I was in to the worn-out mattress from my cheap old apartment. Even so, I couldn't sleep a wink. I still can hardly believe it, though. I'd been living in this room for several days now, but I still felt like I was living in a dream. I was in a dorm in Vincennes, private girls' academy, the Thousand Leaves dorm. It was a complete women's paradise, with the teachers and staff all female. I stuck out like a sore thumb. Why had they let me stay here then? There was a reason for that, of course. Without even thinking about it, the events of that night came flooding back to me. The night we met. Rusi-san's words.
運命的なランデブーよね。
Her smile as she said then. Phenomenal
何から
transition.
説明したらいいのかしら。
We looked at the schedule and found that the last bus had left much earlier, so we began walking instead. We were heading towards Vincennes Girls' Academy. Get a drink quickly. This was a 30-minute trip by bus, so it was no easy walk, and it was in the mountains, so the trek was mostly uphill. Even so, I was filled with such a curious sense of exhilaration. Yeah, the task didn't feel tiring at all. It became colder as the night passed on, but even that was strangely pleasant in its way.
あ、そういえば、歩き詰めで大丈夫かしら。夕べからずっと外にいるんでしょ。
I'm fine. Are you okay, Risei-san?
私も平気。それに、こうして人気のない道を歩くのって、なんて楽しいわよね。
だよね。Again, with cringy lines. Her smile was dazzling. I couldn't take my eyes off her. I'm getting a drink. Walking side by side with her like this, I couldn't shake the thought that fate had played a role in our meeting.
そうね。まずは私の目的からお話しするわ。私が夜な夜な外を徘徊していた理由。それは、これはという男子を見つけるためだったの。
Oh my. The right type of man?
マサヤさんのような。
Okay, these lines are getting really cringy.
ただ、そんな男子、どこでどうやって見つければいいか、分かったものではないでしょ？
So you just decided to wander.
それで、あてもなく歩き回っていたんだけど、そんなの、効率が悪いに決まっているわよね。
Yes, very inefficient.
しかも条件は極めて厳しいわ。人柄は前提として、今年から入学できる人だければいけないんですもの。
Okay.
正直言って、私としても、そんな人がそうそういるとは思えなかった。今回ばっかりは、私もダメかと思ったわ。今日なんかガルディエンヌにも追われてしまうし。
So what's the Guardian, eh? The Guardian?
さっきの4人組のこと。あの人たち、実は学校の守衛さんなのよ。
Oh, okay. Oh. That explained why they spoke so politely, right up until they thought I was a pervert. But But why was your school security after you?
私が不良だから。要するに、校則に反して学校の外に出ていたから。
Bugs life.
春休みが始まる前は、学校側にも認められていたんですけれどね。
The school did?
けれど、学校側が設けた期限は3学期いっぱいだった。だから今は校則違反ということになってしまったの。最初はバレなかったんですけれどね。今日、とうとう見つかってしまって、それであんなシーンを演じていたというわけ。ほんと、疲れたわよ。バスに乗ろうとしたら寄ってくるんですもの。いきなりマラソンが始まってしまったわ。
A marathon? You ran all the way from school to the station. That's amazing.
私も必死だったから。バレたということは、もう活動できなくなることを意味するわ。であれば、計画はそこで頓挫する。
Yeah, that would put your entire plan to a halt.
私は、諦めたくなかったの。とにかく、最後の最後までは。
The school approved at first, which means your plan has some connection to the school, right? She nodded. What is your plan?
学校の変革。
Reforming the school, eh? Reforming the school?
ヴァンセンヌが女子校ということはマサヤさんもご存知ね。実は今、共学にするという話が持ち上がっているの。
Yes, and that's boys and girls. Co-educational? I was shocked. That would be a huge change, even for a normal school. Vincennes was a school with such a long history.
なぜそんな話になったかというと、生徒数が減ってしまったから。けど男子を入れれば単純計算で倍になるわね。
Well, not double, but close enough.
私の祖母が理事長だから、個人的にも聞くことがあるのだけど、経営が厳しいらしいのよ。端的に言って、ヴァンセンヌは経営難なの。
Financial problems? Well, the threshold does seem high.
敷居？
There's a high entrance fee, right? That limits you to the people who can afford to go.
ええ、そういうことらしいの。校舎も建て替えて、財務も悪化している。とにかく、従来のやり方では、いずれ立ち行かなくなるということは、はっきりしているらしいの。はっきりしているのに、なお変えられないというのは、きっと、伝統校としてのプライドのせいなんでしょうね。
I can imagine.
理事会は紛糾を続けた。もちろん、理事はみんな、心情としてはヴァンセンヌの伝統を守りたいわ。でも、厳しい現実というものがある。もしもヴァンセンヌが将来消えるようなことになったら、それは最悪だもの。
Yeah.
学校の変革は、いわば事前の策よね。原理主義者はそんなもの許せない。けれど、現実路線を取ろうという人も当然いる。それで実に数年も揉めていたのだけど、とうとうある日、理事長が裁断を下したの。それは、見学の精神に立ち返るというもの。理事長は席上、こう言ったそうだわ。理事会の対立は数年に及び、もはやこの場において結論を見出すことは不可能なようです。
Really? Several years?
そこで、この問題は、生徒自身の手に委ねることにしましょう。と。
Leave it to the students?
ヴァンセンヌの見学の精神。それは、自主、独立、自尊。
Tasty then. In other words, make decisions yourselves.
もともとミッションが設立した学校だから、そういうフロンティア精神は尊ばれているの。
No, Messiah. A mission? You mean like special ops? Messiah, you're a
作戦？
moron.
いえ、この場合は宣教団ということ。ヴァンセンヌってキリスト教系だから。
Oh,
もうとっくにミッションの手から離れているけどね。それはともかく、理事長の裁断が正式に承認されて、早速具体案が検討されたの。見学の精神は結構だけれど、いきなり驚愕の是非を生徒に問われても、困惑するしかないでしょ。
yeah, I guess that's true.
大体、前期からの生徒ともなると、男性というと、父親や兄弟しか見たことがない、なんて人もザラだわ。
Yeah, okay. That's amazing. They'd never seen a man before. Boyfriends would totally be out of the question.
それでは判断しようもないでしょ。そこで、期間限定、規模も限定。要するに、お試しみたいな形の驚愕を始めることにしたの。
I see. I'm starting to get the picture.
ただ、そうは決めたものの、理事で校長先生が強硬な反対派で、そのために計画は骨抜きにされてしまったわ。
Headmistress, eh? She watered it down?
だって、学校でそうと決めたなら、正式に募集をかけるのが当然でしょ？でも、それはしないというのだから。
If there's no formal application, how could boys get in?
それが、私がしていたこというわけ。
Okay. Ah, so you were like the scout, Reese-san. So that's what she meant by the right type of man.
そう。それで相手に話が早く通じるよう、わざわざ制服を着たりしてね。
Okay.
でも校長ったらひどいのよ。なんて言ったと思う？
She can
そ
impersonate
こ
her.
まで生徒に任せるなら、男子も生徒が見つければいい。ですって。あんまりだわ。でも押し切られてしまった以上、仕方がないわ。みんなひるんでしまった中、私は真っ先に手を挙げたの。なぜって私は、改革派だから。
Reese-san, you want the school to integrate?
ええ。私は、万千のを愛しているわ。だから、卒業した後もずっと残っていてほしい。
I see. There was an old saying, eagles don't catch flies. You heard that one? It was certainly a noble sentiment, but to adhere to that even in continued decline was a different matter entirely. A painful reform or a slow death, Reese-san had chosen the former.
校門が見えてきたわ。
Ah, finally. Since we've been talking the whole way, the long trip seemed to pass in no time.
今言った通り、学校に通える間は限定なの。もちろん、共学という結論になれば、引き続き卒業まで通えるけれど。
Okay.
それでもいいかしら。
By limited, how long do you mean?
一年なの。年度末に、グランデボート、総選挙があって、その時に決まるから。
Grand vote. The end of the year vote for student council president this year. Okay. 1 year? It was really short. I still had 2 years of school before graduation. But that was only if the school voted against integration. There was still hope. But more importantly, another cringy line. If I refused, I'd have to say goodbye to Reese-san now. I would leave, oh god, Tsurugaoka behind, go to live with my mother, and probably never see her again. I couldn't stand that thought. I wasn't going to let it end here. Overwhelmed by that feeling, I nodded. Okay, I accept those terms.
本当にいいの？
Yeah, it's still better in my current situation. I wasn't even exaggerating.
ありがとう。私、本当に嬉しいわ。
She placed a hand on her chest and let out a deep sigh. Stop with these weird lines. Then she looked up at me. Her eyes appeared dewy in the moonlight. I couldn't believe that my decision had made someone this happy. That realization sent a new surge of happiness welling up inside of me.
なぜかしら。やっぱりつけてもらったからかな。私、あなたを見た瞬間から、この人しかいないって思っていて。
Alrighty then.
本当、よかった。
I decided not to mention my vague feeling of deja vu, and instead brought up another subject. But are you sure you won't get in trouble? But are you sure you won't get any trouble from the goons? I don't think those guys are gonna give up until they get what I owe them.
まあ大丈夫でしょう。バンセンヌは結構セキュリティはしっかりしているわ。何しろ女性しかいないことだし。
Not that good if you manage to sneak out.
それに、ガルディエンヌを味方にすれば頼りになるから。あんな二人組、きっと、なんてことはないでしょう。
Well, you're owned by Messiah, so... I see. I'm glad to hear that.
じゃ、行きましょう。こんな嬉しい気持ちで帰ってこられるなんて。ガルディエンヌに追われた時は、夢にも思わなかったわ。
The gates opened. When we arrived at the gate, a different guardian appeared. Risi-san explained the situation and they let us pass without issue. Wow, the cherry trees are beautiful. You could have just said Sakura. Okay.
本当に。
If this were a public park, it would surely have people coming from all over for night viewings of the trees. That's how beautiful they were. Hardly.
この桜はね、バンセンヌの名物の一つなの。4月になると、緊張でいっぱいの新入生を、ここで出迎えてくれるんだわ。
Wow.
マサヤさんも、言ってみれば新入生よね。
Yes, sir. The flowers in full bloom did seem like they were here to greet me. I'd spent the entire year running away from people. But now, there was a place that wanted me. That made me so happy. Really, Messiah? Risi-san walked around to stand in front of me and held out her right hand.
今夜はあなたと出会えて、本当によかった。
And it wasn't just a place. Really, Messiah? More cringy lines? Right now, right in front of me, there was a person who wanted me to be here. I gritted my teeth to keep from trembling with joy, reached out to take her hand.
バンセンヌへようこそ。マサヤくん、お好みマサヤくん。
Really, Messiah? Sleeping in? Yep. Still sleeping.
そろそろですよ。準備はできていますか？ もしかして寝坊かしら。まさやくん、入りますよ。
Still sleeping? Zzz.
やっぱり。まさやくん、起きてください。もう時間ですよ。
She poked him. Huh? I felt a tap on my shoulder and woke up with a start.
初日から遅刻ですか？感心しませんね。
Standing in front of me was the warm mother, who was helping me get adjusted. Sister Mishima? Yeah. Sorry. I didn't get to sleep until around dawn.
様子を見に来て正解でした。食事のノックにも反応がなかったということなので。
Well then, was I a little bit hungry? I looked up to my clock. I'd set the alarm for 6:30, but it was now almost 8. Whoa, that's bad. Needed me. I was supposed to be out the door by now.
言葉は悪いですが、男子のサンプルとして、まさやくんは入学しました。初日から失態を演じていては、評価を上向かせていくのも、なかなか難しくなりますよ。
Her words were harsh, but her eyes were kind. The sister was right. I have to do the best I can for the rest of the year. You're right. I'm very sorry.
いいえ。まあ、急げば間に合いますよ。体育館は私も付き添いましょうか？
I should fine. I studied the map before.
わかりました。それでは。
As the sister left, I hurried to wash my face and brush my teeth. I really wish I could have had breakfast, though. I'd been forbidden to leave this room until today, when I would be formally introduced to the school. In the meantime, the staff brought me food. The dorm meals were delicious. If nothing else, that alone made me glad to be here at Vincennes. The room was luxurious too. The building itself was new, and the furniture was very well made. It's an upgrade from my old apartment, in every conceived way. I left the bathroom after washing up, took off my pajamas, put my arms through the sleeves of my uniform. Naturally, the school had no male uniform, so I wore the uniform of my old school. I'd given my key to the guardian so they could fetch me what I needed. Apparently the goons hadn't messed with things very much there. Wow, seriously gonna be late? I opened the door just as a student was coming out of the room next to mine. Ah. Not doing that. Her eyes opened wide in shock. And she ran away. She then let out a scream and ran off. She didn't have to scream. She made me feel like a criminal. I'd been stuck in my room all this time, so I wasn't sure if the people around me knew about my being here or not. It was looking like they hadn't. I wish someone had told them, at least. I can see this will be an uphill battle. A single boy had arrived at a traditional girls' academy. It seemed like this was an even greater culture shock than I'd expected. Eek, he's following me. I'm not doing girl voices. No, I'm not. Please. I'm in kind of a hurry. Is this really going where I think it is? You can read that yourself, people. No, I'm just running late. I was running down the path towards the school building when I saw a group of girls just ahead. The student who had fled from me was speaking to them desperately. They turned quickly to face me. Even from this distance, I could tell they were hostile. I slowed my pace and gave them an awkward smile. I wasn't sure how effective the smile was going to be, of course. You can put your own voice in there, people. Nope, definitely not effective. Happy Stern? Well, Tanyan. But thank you for watching this video. Hope to see you all in the next. Peace.